Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to my channel where we're gonna go deep into our minds, try and navigate through all the craziness that this world has to offer, all while trying to stay a little sane and with a little love and laughter. I'm Jem, and I'm so glad that you're here with me today. Now, as I was scrolling through the internet doing some research for another project, I found myself in that rabbit hole of things other people searched for. And before I knew it, I was reading about sports that used to be in the Olympics. And there are a surprising few. But before we go too far, let me hit you with your random fact of the day. In Connecticut, a pickle cannot be considered a pickle unless it bounces. This was to prevent people from selling inedible pickles, and I guess they just kept that as a law. This reminds me of another rabbit hole that I need to search through. Well, let's dive on in. So let's start off with the most recognizable sport. That would be tug of war. That iconic grade school playground game was a team sport that lasted in the Olympics from 1900 to 1920. Can you imagine being able to brag about being an Olympian gold medalist in tug of war? Please, I need the powers that be to bring that event back. Plunge for distance is basically long jump for divers. Only in the 1904 Olympics, this game would have players plunge from a standing start to propel themselves in underwater as far as they could go. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I can kind of see why this event didn't last too long. Sticking with the water theme, obstacle swimming was another flop. Only in the 1900 Olympics, obstacle swimmers had to take a 200-meter course with 3 major obstacles. First, climbing over a pole. Then they would have to climb over a row of boats before swimming underneath another set of boats. Now in the finals, Australia's Frederick Lane finished the entire course in 2 minutes and 38 seconds. Now the next event is actually still a sport in the Olympics. I just think it doesn't get enough love. Biathlon is the winter sport that combines cross-country with rifle shooting, and it's amazing. It made its debut in 1960 Olympics, and it's a little bit more popular with our European friends. Male coach is exactly what it sounds like. This 1900 event consisted of horses pulling a coach while delivering parcels as a sport. Most notable for being the first Olympic event in history to include a woman, the gold medal actually went to a young Belgian entrepreneur. His name was Georges Nagelmakers, and he's the man behind the Orient Express. Well, there's the last few. There's rope climbing, running deer, heralds and trumpets. Now, this one does sound a little bit more Greek mythology-esque, but it was actually more of a cultural event, and it's said to have turned into the opening ceremonies that we know today. Also, the sport of croquet, curveball, rollerblade hockey, ski joring, which is basically just skiing but being pulled by horses, and even American football. Yep, you heard me right. American football was in the Olympic sports in 1904 and 1932, but it didn't really catch on a global level, so they went ahead and cut it out. Can you guys imagine Tom Brady as an Olympian? Well, what a wild ride. Were there any sports that I missed? Do you want a certain sport to come back to the Olympics? Why not write something in the comments and we can start a dialogue and maybe even see about getting some of these events back on the roster. Guys, it's time for me to hit the dusty trail, but I appreciate you guys so much for joining me, and I hope if you'd like to continue joining that you'll hit that like and subscribe button to keep up to date with all the latest. Until we meet again, bye for now.